Anyways, we're back to recover the game. Gosh, people are so nice.
I hope it wasn't like his entire bank account. It was such a, you know,
Such an odd amount. Yeah, no, I think it was just, well, 11212. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, but thank you kindly. So, again, for the persons whose name I cannot pronounce, everyone in chat, make sure you give that generous soul a Tasia clap, an Ace TC. Anyways, we find ourselves back in the game, right where we left off, which was, quite sadly, not really far into it.
No, but you know, especially in ZVZ, I would say the openers and whether or not they can change them. Because, oh well, actually, did they put no build order? Because that's really important.
I'm pretty sure they had no build order. Because Snoot's been the one hosting the lobbies. A lot of time admins will forget, but players never do, because no build order and no match history is so important to them.
Yeah, it is. Because if they can, even if they don't even mean to, like I guess like the habit or whatever, you're on like you know, pilot, you can actually check the build order and be like, oh crap, I know you did like a 10 pull, so.
Well, it is worth noting that actually what Zombie Grub just said is actually incredibly important, which is part of why there's that replay blocker that you guys saw as the game loads up, so that you can't look around the minimap and you can't see like positionings, maybe like a weird proxy hatchery or something like that. But just to catch everyone back up, because again, we kind of took this really long break. Snute unfortunately had a terrible internet problem. Is back online and ready to rock and roll. But it's worth noting, Snoot's currently up 3-2 in this best of 7. $833 for first place, $450 for second. That gets you caught up on the stakes that are at hand, because this is possibly the last game. If Snute wins this, he locks it all down 4-2. But of course, I think everybody wants Targa to win so that we can get another game out of these guys.
Oh yeah, it is ace match for Snute. Didn't even think about it.
Well, Targa has, of course, been putting out a fantastic show today. Despite the fact being down, it's not like this series has been one-sided at all. Not because it's 3-2, but in every single game, it's been... You know, we kind of talked a bit about to fill the downtime, and I'm going to bring it up again because I think it's a really important point. Snute has been really, really strong in the early game, and he's shown that he knows how to play the late game, but like the mid-game seems to be his weak point, and Targa has been able to exploit that twice. We'll see if thrice is in order.
Yeah, of course, last game, Snute showed that he can control the mid-game just as well. Attacking at a key moment with just roaches at around 50-ish supply, showing quite a powerful attack. Not sure if he's going to do it again. He has shown that he is more comfortable in the other stages, so of course. But we do have both players actually just playing that macro game. It's so weird because so many of the series is actually early pulls or immediate attacking.
Yeah. Actually, I like this is weird. Like for Targa, I would have expected the ban list to be like more hidden. But being on the front lines like this, it provides a lot of cover for the queen, who is hiding behind the mineral lines, a little bit scared at the moment.
I guess that works. But yeah, so he's not really, doesn't really care if Snute in fact does scouts that there's a baneling nest. I mean, you're gonna get one unless you're going for either gasless or you're just really, really confident that going for Ling Bling. So,
well,
like,
you know,
showing it's not really a big deal.
Against some players too, like if you play against Solar, for example, from Samsung, you know he's going roaches 9 times out of 10. So like you can sometimes skip a baneling nest. But versus Snute, and especially with the way this best of 7's gone, if you don't build a baneling nest, you're asking to lose the series. Yeah,
that's neither player have really been, you know, they've really tried seeing if they can do anything every single game early on, and not getting a baneling nest is not the way to go. Tiny Ling scuffle right here. We do have Targa going for the faster lair, and Snute going for that faster hatch, both saying, okay, we're not going to be going for any mid-game all-ins, you know, Ling Bling Wars or even Ling Bling Roach. So what are we going to do? Either tech or expand, and they're both coincidentally just doing exactly a different thing.
Yeah, the +1 carapace is actually the first time we're seeing this series, and I really like this out of Snute actually, because for those who don't know the significance of this, of course, the quick like explanation is it lets you eat a baneling hit and get away with 1 health with a full health Zergling. But more importantly than that, in Zergling Wars, where it's Zergling versus Zergling, your Zerglings will also prevail. So in every regard in the early game, the +1 carapace is nice, but it also translates to the roaches later on. So like it's not like investing in melee weapons, which you might never ever use, but instead the carapace will pay off a lot better. It's very much so a critical upgrade.
Yeah, it is really important that it transitions as well. It is going to, in fact, be a Spire for Targa. Not too unexpected for us. Of course, I don't think... Oh, actually, the Overload's going to get in here. It sees the lair timing, which is like... Yeah, okay. Wait, where is that Spire? Oh, it actually sees the Spire. Never mind. 100% confirmed. He knows exactly what's going on. And we'll throw down Lings or Spores accordingly.
Back at home, Snute holding on to his third. He's got a lot of banelings he's going to have to deal with here. He doesn't have many, if any, of his own. Just now coming from the natural base. A couple more footing forward. But there's no queens to do some badass micro like we've seen in the past.
Yeah. More banelings are going to try. I mean, he really... You want to try and get the third, but this... I don't think it's going to happen. Like, Snute is defending.
Snute's making a lot of banelings right now, too. So Targa is going to have a really hard time getting in here.
Cancel all those, I feel. Well, it actually doesn't really matter. He's not going for Spire 2, which I forgot that he wasn't, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so again, this is really key, guys. We talk about the weak points of Snute and, you know, the chinks in his armor or his, I guess, bad habits, whatever you want to look at it as. His scouting's been lackluster for its entire best of 7 thus far, but for the first time, gets that critical information, as Zombie pointed out. Knowing the Spire timing is huge. Now, one link is actually going to chip away at a Baneling there, kind of annoying, but Snute just kind of trucking through at the moment.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Out of the way!
I'm not really sure what he expects to do here. I guess force out a lot of banelings so the mutas aren't as plentiful, which is kind of cool.
Sorry, that's my commentary way of saying there's a lot of good baneling trades. It's so hard not to be a fan of this game sometimes. When you watch stuff like that, you're like, you should just strictly be saying like, okay, we got 2 banelings trading for 4, not too bad, pretty effective out of Targa. But instead, for me, it's just like, it's gonna.
Yeah, no, it's true. If that was to go ahead and waste gas on banelings rather than mutas, that is pretty cool. I really like seeing that. Now, Snute actually is not getting any roaches right now. He's going straight for the pathogen glands, and he does, of course, have that +1 carapace, which is also going to help the lings out against the mutas. So if they try and dive on the third, they may actually kill it.
This is huge about Snute being out on the map like this with these lings. Like, yeah, it's suicide, but it keeps the Mutalisk on Targa's half of the map. Snute, who, you know, he wasn't really prepared to take a Mutalisk fight, especially without Infestors ready to go yet. These Zerglings, they're not intended to win the game. They're not intended to get a lot of kills. They're going to get a Queen, which will actually be really nice. They're intended to keep the Mutalisks at home, and they got the job done in that regard.
Did Snute actually not get a Roach Warren? He has no Roach Warren. He's going Infestor Ling.
With +1 weapons that don't affect infested Terrans anymore, guys. This is...
Did he forget? I mean,
this has to be a mistake. Like, there's nothing else I can think of. Because otherwise the Hydralisk down would be down. That would make sense, right? Skip Roaches, go for Hydralisk.
There he goes. Roach Warren. Well, the Roach speed's going to be relayed. Actually goes on a Hydralisk immediately as well. Targa is, of course, looking to get out of mutas. Unless your opponent goes mutas, you don't really stay on them. You do transition yourself.
Well, unless you get up to like 40 of them and you just go Mutalisk, Ultralisk, and win the game on Ohana. Or no, not Ohana. Which one was it? Whirlwind. No?
Belshire.
Belshire, thank you. It was a green map. That's what I was trying to think of.
Belshire is just, it used to be the ZVZ Muta versus Muta. Like that was the map, so that's how I remember it.
Well, Link's still, again, just trying to distract Targa, and they're certainly achieving that. Is they actually going to see the 4th base? Yep, Kate sees it as he runs by it. Again, for Snute, it's nice if you can get some kills with these, but these aren't intended to do too much other than just be a really heavy scouting party. Does get a couple in the mineral line, goes for the Queen kill around the back, some good control there. He doesn't actually let the Lings kind of go stupid mode, but will not get the Queen 1 health! She lives! God save the Queen!
One Ling, man. One Ling's gonna dart in there and kill him.
Well, not anymore. Rest in peace, man. This is actually a really scary force coming across the map, because Targa, he can gauge on top of Snute's static defenses, but here at the 4th base, Queens aren't going to hold this.
No, he needs to have Spore Crawlers there if he wants to hold it. Hydralisk are on the way, though, and those are 6 Hydralisk with a Queen helping. Actually should be enough to scare the Mutas, also the Infestors there. Actually scare them away right now. That's actually a lot of Queens.
That is a
heck of a lot. Is that everyone from the base?
He made extra ones, but I think, okay, the main still got one, the natural does not have one. And the 3rd doesn't have one, so yeah, he pulled a lot of Queens to the front lines, but I think necessarily so.
Yeah. Snute's gonna have an upgrade lead, but only with just 1. He doesn't have a double Evo, 2-1 versus 1-1. But he has that Infestor tech, which is gonna really play a big part because they're kind of even right now. I mean, supply-wise, drone-wise, even army value-wise, but the Infestors are the tech that Snute has above his opponent. Well, nope, never mind. Like 8 Infestors immediately popped.
Oh, hey, side note, I could be wrong about this. I think the guy who donated that was Mr. X Tackle from chat. I'm just guessing because I have a tweet from him telling me I should have checked my donations. So, just a small extra thank you from that from earlier.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Hydralisks are going to do so much damage. These Lings don't stand a chance. Of course, when the Mutalisks get involved. Nice! Fungal! Oh, that's going to let so many of these Hydralisks just unload on the Mutalisks. And as we see, they just evaporate in air. That's really unfortunate for Targa. But as you pointed out earlier, it's not like he was investing in the Mutalisks. He doesn't have upgrades for the air. He was just, those were his early game units. He's transitioned into Roach Hydra. He's got infestors of his own. It's going to be a hard fight to take. He's got a couple Banelings which are cool, but those are going to get fungal growth almost instantly.
Oh, man, this brings back so many memories. This is such... Oh, I don't know, Snute. There are infestors waiting. Oh,
I like that fungal towards the south. Lots of infested Terrans coming down the front lines. They're going to add a lot of damage to this fight. They're not as OP as they used to be, but they're still pretty darn strong. Now Targa throwing out his own, but Snute has way too many Hydralisks, I think.
Wow. Completely just dominated that fight right there. I mean, he came in through a choke, which is always so scary, but dominated anyways. And of course, he did have that slight upgrade lead. And just more infested Terrans, it looks like. Just more infestors in general.
He's really not looking good for Targa. He's actually yielded his 4th base. He's not trying to defend it. I give him that much. He's trying to recoup his forces and take a better defensive fight. But at this point, it's 130 army supply to 90. It's not going to be easy. Snute has used up a lot of energy on his infestors, so it's primarily Roach Hydra and awkward queens. But even then, that's still a lot of Roach Hydra.
They're laying creep on Targa's creep.
Oh, Snute. Oh, Snute. Yeah, I think this just might be a little too overwhelming. $833 on the line. This fight could make or break who wins that money, guys. This concave from Targa is really not too bad, and the Roaches are behind the Hydralisks for Snute, but again, there might just be too many units, too much brute force. Good game well played. Gratz is called. Snute will take it all. 4-2, become the Norwegian StarLeague champion. Lock down all that money, and of course, just, well, celebrate, guys. Woo!
Woo!
We had some 6 ZVZs today.
8 months in the making.
Apparently, yeah, a long time coming. So big congratulations to Liquid Snutes. Now I have a bit of a surprise, and it's up to you if you want to get involved with this. Snute said if he won today, he'd want to come up for a quick little interview on Skype.
Oh,
so
cool.
We'll have to hop off Zoom and we'll lose our cameras, but we'll try and get Snute on for a bit of a chat, guys, if we can. So, don't go anywhere. We'll try and get that set up. I'm not going to play ads while we get that going, but that's it for the cast. Big congratulations again to Snutes. Maybe he can use Zoom, actually. Let me ask him. But right now, if you guys have questions that you'd like us to ask, assuming he's still willing to do this, tweet them at me, at riff_kings. Here, I'll put my Twitter on screen here so you know where to go. Title riff_kings. If you've got questions you would like me to ask Snute on your behalf, there we go. My Twitter's there in the top left. Tweet at me any questions you have, from what type of shampoo do you use,